In the animal kingdom, we glorify the hustle. We worship the cheetah for its speed. We admire the ant for its work ethic. We act like the goal of evolution is to be the fastest, strongest, most stressed out predator on the savannah. But there is one animal that looked at the survival of the fittest rulebook and decided to use it as toilet paper. Meet the sloth. We think they are stupid. We think they are lazy. We use their name as an insult for a deadly sin. But actually, the sloth is a genius. It is the ultimate min-max gamer. It figured out how to beat the game of life by doing absolutely nothing. While you are burning calories stressing about your job, the sloth has lowered its energy bill to near zero. It is the biological inventor of quiet quitting. It does the bare minimum required to not get fired by evolution. And while the hustlers go extinct, the sloth is still here, hanging out, surviving by being boring. To understand the sloth, you have to look at its diet. Most animals want high-energy food, meat, fruit, sugar. The sloth looked at the jungle buffet and chose the one thing nobody else wanted: toxic, rubbery leaves that taste like cardboard. Because their food has almost zero energy, they can't afford to move. Digestion takes them 30 days. Imagine eating a salad so tough that it takes you a month to poop it out. That is the sloth existence. This is why they move in slow motion. They aren't stoned. They are running on fumes. If they moved any faster, they would literally burn more calories than they consume and starve to death instantly. They are basically mammals trying to be reptiles. They can't even regulate their own body temperature. If it gets too cold, the bacteria in their stomach stop working and they can starve to death with a full stomach. But being slow has a massive perk. You become invisible. Predators like the harpy eagle rely on movement to see prey. The sloth moves so slowly it falls below the frame rate of the eagle's eye. But they take it a step further. Sloths are so gross that they are literally their own ecosystem. Their fur has special cracks designed to trap water and grow algae. They turn themselves green on purpose. They are wearing a biological ghillie suit. They don't smell like an animal, they smell like a rotting tree. One sloth can be home to 900 moths and beetles. It's a walking apartment complex. Most animals spend hours grooming to get clean. The sloth stays dirty to stay alive. A jaguar will walk right past the sloth because it doesn't register as meat, it registers as salad. Now try hanging from a pull-up bar. You get tired in about 60 seconds, right? Gravity wins. Sloths have a cheat code. Their hands are backwards. For humans, it takes effort to close our fist. For a sloth, the closed position is the default. Their tendons lock into place like a carabiner. It actually takes them effort to let go. Hanging on is free. This grip is so strong that sloths have been found dead still hanging from the tree. They literally die before they let go. They are the kings of isometric exercise. They can hold a plank for 15 years. It is the ultimate energy-saving design. Why build big muscles when you can just build hooks? While the rest of the jungle is pumping iron, the sloth is just being a coat hanger. But there's one thing that breaks the sloth's perfect camouflage: the bathroom break. Sloths spend 99% of their life high in the canopy where they're safe, but once a week they do something suicidal. They climb all the way down to the forest floor to poop. This makes no sense. On the ground, a sloth is helpless. 50% of all sloth deaths happen during this bathroom break. They dig a little hole, they do a weird little poo dance to wiggle it out, and then they cover it up. Why? Why not just drop it from the tree like a monkey? Scientists are baffled. The leading theory is the moth cycle. The sloth moths lay their eggs in the poop. The eggs hatch, the moths fly up to the sloth, die in the fur, and fertilize the algae garden, which the sloth then eats. It's a closed-loop farm. The sloth risks its life to fertilize the salad growing on its own back. But sometimes the sloth falls, or the forest floods, and this is where the plot twist happens. You think they are slow? Put a sloth in water and it turns into Michael Phelps. They can swim 3 times faster than they can crawl. Their long arms act like paddles. And get this, they can hold their breath for 40 minutes. That is longer than a dolphin. By slowing their heart rate to 1/3 of its normal pace, they become aquatic zombies. It's their secret fast travel mechanic. When the forest is flooded, the sloth becomes a boat. Evolution gave them a backup plan. If you can't be invisible, be a submarine. But the sloth wasn't always a pathetic mossball. Meet their grandfather, the Megatherium. 10,000 years ago, sloths were the size of elephants. They walked on the ground and fought tigers. They dug tunnels so big that humans can walk through them today. They were tanks. So why did the giants die and the slowpokes survive? Because being big is expensive. A giant sloth needs thousands of calories a day. When the climate changed, they starved. The tiny sloth tree needed almost nothing. It survived the apocalypse because it didn't need much to live. Evolution taught us a lesson. Sometimes downsizing is the only way to keep the business running. The meek inherited the earth simply because the strong starved to death. Now let's talk about their brain. It's small, but it's not stupid. It's just focused. A sloth is built to survive falls. They can fall 100 feet and walk away because their body is built like a bag of wet laundry. They heal incredibly fast. They are nearly immune to infection. They don't waste brain power on social anxiety or innovation. They spend it on spatial awareness. Their only weakness is the modern world. Evolution didn't prepare them for power lines or highways. When a human picks up a sloth to move it across the road, the sloth probably thinks it's been abducted by aliens and traveled at light speed. To them, we are frantic, blurry demons vibrating at a frequency they can't comprehend. Maybe the sloth has figured it out. We run around, stressed, burning out, trying to buy things we don't need. We created a world of constant urgency. The sloth lives in a world of eternal patience. It doesn't worry about being productive. It worries about being alive. It is the master of good enough. It doesn't try to be the best, it tries to be efficient. We can learn a lot from them. Sometimes the best move is to not move at all. While the cheetahs run themselves to death, the sloth will be hanging there watching the sun go down. Oh, I forgot to mention, they're also basically blind. In daylight, they can't see anything. They rely entirely on smell and touch. They navigate the world through a 3D map of smells. They don't need to see the predators, they just need to not be seen. It's a low-fidelity life. Low energy, low vision, low stress. High definition is too expensive. The sloth prefers 144p resolution. So how do they meet girls? When a female is ready, she screams. A high-pitched scream that tells every male in the area, "I am here, come and get it." The males then race to her. And by race, I mean a slow-motion crawl that can take days. The winner gets the girl. The loser has to crawl all the way back home. It is the slowest rejection walk in history. The act itself, it takes about 5 seconds. Even for the sloth, some things are done quickly. The baby clings to the mom for months, learning the art of doing nothing. Despite being useless, they are incredibly successful. In some forests, sloths make up half the weight of all mammals. They are everywhere. They are the silent majority of the canopy. By pooping at the base of their favorite trees, they actually fertilize the very house they live in. They are accidental gardeners. They are the slow, steady caretakers of the jungle. They are winning the game of hide and seek against the world. So the next time you feel guilty for taking a nap, remember the sloth. Remember that the most successful mammal in the rainforest is the one that decided not to run. You don't always have to be the cheetah. Sometimes it's okay to be a moss-covered log. The sloth isn't lazy. It's just playing the game on eco mode, and it's winning.
If you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. And leave a comment. It really supports the channel. Thanks for watching.